Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am going to share few important tips about how to improve the or how to optimize the SQL query. And if you follow these few tips, then definitely you will find yourself like you are improving the total runtime of your SQL query. Okay, so basically it is about the query optimization, which is important skill for SQL developer and database administrators, right? So in order to improve the performance of any SQL query, developer and DB need some understanding to optimize the SQL queries, right? So there are few techniques that I'm going to share with you guys. So this may involve some query tuning knowledge and techniques such as cost based and optimization, plus to this can explain you how to execute the SQL query in the best way. And there are different methodologies that involves in these tips. Okay, so for this you need a basic and intermediate understanding of SQL, so that it will be more sensible for you, like it will make more sense to you if you are familiar with the SQL terminologies, basic concepts and all. Okay, so in general, each tip has been tested and with both original query and improved version of query. So I'll just show the queries on the notepad. You can try the same queries in your local system and try to figure out the difference in the runtime, so that could be a best practice for you, because if you follow that process, definitely in interview you will be answer more confidently. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's get start with the tip number one. Let me show you at here. Okay, so you can use the column name instead of star in the select statement. Let's say if you are selecting only few columns from the table, there is no need to use select star. Okay, through this easier, this will make more easy, right? So it will help you to reduce the overall runtime. Okay, by selecting only column, you are reducing the size of the result, and by reducing the size of result, the engine will get less burden. Okay, so this will help optimizer to boost the query performance. Okay, for example, let's say you are selecting select star from the cells. Okay, so that will take some x amount of time, but if you specify the select year product from the cells, or the year product cells amount from the cells, so that way the optimizer will only retrieve the three columns, and it will help them to reduce overall runtime or overall burden of the burden on the system. And also it will reduce the result size, so that way it will help optimizer to the run that query more efficiently. Okay, so on the next tip, I'll say you can avoid including having clause in the select statement. The having clause used to filter rows after all the rows are selected, and it is used like a filter. Like having is used like a filter. It is quite useless in the select statement, and it works by going through the final result of the table of the query and parsing out the result rows that don't meet the having condition. Though basically, first it will load all the data. Okay, then it will parse out the records based on the condition, and then it will show the result. So it will take comparatively large amount of time, and that will create an issue, runtime issue. Okay, so for example, it is good to show example. I'll quickly show the example over here. Let's say I'll show first the original query over here. uh, this is the original query, and in this query I am calling out the customer ID, count of customer ID from the sales table, and I am grouping it by the customer ID. And after doing the group by, I am using having condition where customer ID is not equal to 1660 and customer ID is not equal to 2. So till this part we will get all the records. Okay, and once we got all the record, then optimizer will go and check the condition inside the having. So it will check this condition, then this condition on each record, and that will eat large amount of time, right? And eventually you will end up with the big runtime. Okay, so instead of using this, you can use where clause, and it will help you to optimize your query. So let me show the where clause. Our improved version of the same query is here. So if you see here, I am selecting the customer ID and count of customer over here from the cell, and after that I am putting out the where condition where customer ID is not equal to 1660 and customer ID is not equal to 2. So what is happening over here is you are first checking out this condition. If it is true, then you are loading that record into your result, and after loading that result you are performing the group by operation on the customer ID. So that will cut down the timing which we are actually utilizing to perform the conditions in the having clause over here, right? So you can avoid using having and you can start using where condition and then group by. So that way you will get the result quickly compared to your old version of the query. So hope you guys understood why we should avoid the having clause in this particular query, and you can practice the same funda with your practical or your project work. So and you can test the difference, so that way you will realize how much time it is saving of yours. Okay, so let's jump to the third tip. You can eliminate unnecessary distinct condition. Okay, so distinct means a kind of unique number or unique record in the table. Okay, so what happens when you use any distinct operation? Okay, the it will first load all the record and then it will try to find out only a unique records out of those record, and it will be a time consuming. So instead of performing the distinct, you can try to apply logic on primary key, which is by default a distinct or by default unique key, and that can help you to reduce total runtime. Okay, let me show the example to you so that it will be more understandable. So this is original query. So here you have the selects distinct star from the sales table, and you are performing the join operation where join on the customer ID from the cells is equal to c dot customer ID. Okay, c is belongs to customers table, and then you have the where condition like this. So if you are performing this, it will take a large amount of time. Okay, it will eat up your big time to perform joining condition, then where condition, and then distinct record from the all the records. So it will be time consuming, right? And the improved version of the same query will be something like this. Let me show that to you over here. All right, so if you see here what is happening, we are only selecting star from the cells and joining on the customer over here, and then what we are putting where customer ID is equal to c dot customer id. This is the joining condition, and after joining condition, what we are doing, we are simply putting out the where condition where customer material status is single. Okay, so what we are doing, we are performing the condition on the primary key, and by default it is returning all the distinct record in our main query as per into our main query. So by performing this or by writing the script like this, you are going to see a huge time difference in the runtime. Okay, so that's how you can try to avoid using the distinct keyword. Okay, but you can use it in the query whenever it is required or whenever it is very important. Okay, so next query or the next tip is unnest the subqueries. Rewriting nested queries as a join often leads to more efficient execution and more effective optimization in the general. Subquery and unnesting query is always done for correlated subqueries with the at most one table in the form of form clause, which are used in any, all, and exist predicates. Uncorrelated or subquery with more than one table in the form of clause is flattened if it can be decided based on the query syntematic that the subquery return most one rows. The overall meaning behind it, if you can use the correlated query, then it will make more sense to reduce the runtime. Okay, I'll quickly show that to you. So this is our original query. Select star from the product like sh.products, then where p on product id equal to, now we are going to come check the p product id from sales table, and we are putting out some conditions over here. So logically what happens, first the inner query will execute with all condition, then it will check or compare the results with the external query or from the main query, and then it will execute the record. So 1 2 3, this is a 3-step process and it will eat huge time if the record or the data size is high. But if you embed the logic within the nested queries, then it will help to reduce runtime. For example, select p star from the products sh.product table. Now you are performing the join over here, product between the product and sale, and you are joining the product id equal to sales id. And along with that, if you are using AND operation after the join condition, where s dot customer id equal to your first criteria and your quantity sold criteria, it will return the distinct record out of this, and it will return all the records which are expected from the our original query. So it is only going to perform 2 stages operation in the 2 part, but here we have 3 stages: inner query execution, then the main query execution, then the final result. Okay, so this is how you can perform the query optimization into your unnested queries or nested queries. Okay, now let's see the tip number 5. Consider using in predicate when querying an indexed column. So let's say you have an indexed column, index is applied on a specific column, and you are retrieving a specific numbers from that column. We have to retrieve the specific numbers. So in the where condition you can apply, but it will be very complicated logic. In the where condition you have to put each and every number, and then optimizer will come and check for each number and return the records, right? So let me show that example to you so that it will be more clear to you. So if you can see this query over here, what we are doing, select star from the sales table where the product id equal to 14 or product id equal to 17. So first this logic, then this logic will be performed, and then he will get the final result. So instead of using these two separate condition, you can simply use the in operator and write the query like this. Let me show that example to you so it will be more clear. All right, here, so we are using the in operator where the product id in 14 and 17. So this is a improved version of the same query, and it will help to reduce total run time from the SQL query. All right, hope you got a good understanding. If you like this video, you can hit a thumbs up button and share this video with your friend and colleagues, whoever is struggling to optimize the SQL query or trying to learn some basics of the SQL. Okay, now the tip number 6 is use exist instead of distinct when using table join that involves table having one to many relationship. So moral of this tip is, you have to, let's say you are writing a query which is involved by multiple tables join, and you have to perform some logical operation, and if you want to apply some filtering, you can use the exist keyword in order to reduce the total runtime. For example, I'll quickly show you one old version of the query, and after that you will get a exact understanding of it. So original query state that select distinct of the country id, then country name from the country table, and that country table is joined with the customer table where the e dot customer id, like country id, is equal to c dot country id. Okay, so this is the joint condition, and this is a distinct keyword used over here. Okay, so this is a original query. Okay, and our tip is saying use exist instead of distinct. So what we can do, we can eliminate this distinct, because as per the flow total order of execution, it will load all the records, then it will eliminate all the duplicate, and it will keep only distinct record, unique record, and then it will show the final result. Okay, so that process will take more time. So to avoid that timing, or to short that time up to certain extent, what you can do, you can simply use the exist keyword, and then you can run that query. Let me show the updated version of the query over here. This one is the improved version of the query. So select country id, country name, and from countries where. Now here we are not performing any join operation, where we are using the exist keyword, and in the exist we are checking out the country id from the customer table where e dot country id is equal to c dot country id. You got it? When the countries or the country id exist from this particular table, so this will be our inner query. The optimizer or this engine will be first execute this query, then it will show some result, and if those results are exist, then our final table will be loaded. So that's how you can reduce the total runtime. Hope now it is much clearer to you on this particular point. Okay, now the tip number 7 is try to use union all in place of union. So it is simply, if you are performing the union all, you are basically merging two table having the same column names, column types, column orders, and you are joining these two table vertically. Okay, now if you perform the union operation will only check for a unique record, it will eliminate duplicate. So to follow that process, it takes more time. Instead of that, if you perform union all, it will simply merge these two table and show the results. So eventually it will run quickly and you will get the quick results. Okay, and later on you can perform different logics to eliminate duplicate record if any. Okay, I will not show the example, it is pretty simple, so hope you understood. Or if you not, do let me know in the comment section so that I'll share the example in the chat box. Tip number 8 is avoid using or in the join condition. Or operator, let's say you are joining two table, and two table, whenever you're joining, you are putting out some condition like table x dot primary key table or primary key field equal to y dot primary key of that particular table. So you are basically comparing or checking whether this field equal to this field, then perform join. And if you want to add more logic, you can say this equal to this field equal to this field, or another condition you can put it over there. That will end up more time. Let me show that with the example so that it will be easy for you guys. Here, if you see this, what you are doing with me, make it little bit short. Now if you see here, select star from the cost table, and you are performing the inner join on the product table where the unit price equal to minimum price, product minimum price. Or now here we are putting or condition and we are saying where or unit price equal to product list price. So these two conditions we had mentioned in the join operation, and that will end up with huge runtime. So instead of that, you can simply use the union operator and perform the same operation. So I'll leave this to you. You have to perform the union all operation on this query, and you have to share that improved version of query in the comment box. So this is a task for you guys. Hope if you are watching this video carefully, you will definitely note it down and share your query into comment sections. I will wait for your comment, and I will pin your comment in the video. So next tip is avoid function on the right hand side of the operator. The meaning of this is, let's say you are using any operator, and if you are putting out any conditions, then if you are using any specific function, then try to avoid that function after mentioning the operator. For example, I'll show the example because examples makes life easy. So let me show you the example over here. If you see this query, it is simply stating us select star from the cells, where now this is our operator, and in extract we are extracting year from to date. Now here we are performing some operation. We are first converting our time ID in the specific format, and then we are picking out the year from that format, and then by extracting the year, then what we are doing, we are checking where it is equal to 2001. Okay, but it is not ended here. Again we have one more AND operator, and we are again extracting month by converting time ID by using toDate function, and this is our format, which is equal to 12. So year equal to 2001 and month equal to 12. So basically this is performing a very complex operation, because it is first extracting the month, then year, then checking the year, and then checking the month. So it will take huge runtime. Basically, if the data set is large, definitely it will take hours to show the result, if I'm not wrong. But instead of this, what you can do, you can simply use the trunc operator and toDate function, and you can specify your conditions over there. So let me show the improved version of the same query, so that it will be more easy for you guys. So what we are doing, we are selecting star from the search table, where what we are doing, we are going to do a trunk on the time id like this, trunk on time id. Okay, between not here, we have already used that. Here, trunk on the time id here, and then what we are doing, we are performing some operation. Okay, I got it. So it should be here, between. Now this is our format number 1, and this is our condition number 2. So if you perform this operation, it will simply load. It will first convert the date and throw the results, then you'll get what you want as per the logic. So this will help you to reduce the total runtime and show the quick results. Okay, now see the last, remove any redundant mathematics from the SQL query. Let's say dataset is very high, and within the select statement, if you are performing some kind of mathematics on the column, then it will eat large time, right, big time. So instead of that, you can put, or you can use the where condition, and in the where condition you can perform some operation to retrieve the relevant records. For example, let me show that to you, so it will make more sense actually. If you see here, what we are doing is select star from the cells where the customer id plus 10,000, which is less than 35,000. So what is happening here, we are adding the 10,000 to the customer id, and then we are checking whether it is greater than or less than 35,000 or not. And if it is less than 35,000, it will throw as an output, right? So basically, if the data set is very high, it will take time to load this query, because it will perform this operation on each and every row, then it will check the condition on each and every row, and if the condition is true, then it will consider that in output, else it will not consider in output. So it is a time consuming, right? So instead of writing the query like this, you can specify this condition in where clause, and in the where clause you can write the improved version of the query like this. Let me show that to you. Here what we are doing, we are simply selecting star from the cells where customer id is less than 25,000, because eventually we are adding up 10,000 here and checking out the condition. So this condition is equivalent to this condition, and by performing this, we will get the desired results in our calculation, right, in our table or in our output. So these are the very important 10 tips to improve your SQL optimization, and this will definitely help you to reduce some runtime issue into your existing SQL query. Try to find out these gaps into your existing project or existing work, and try to optimize it, so it will help you to improve. And also, if you are preparing for interview, then make sure you know these few things to share or to answer this kind of question effectively. Practice is very important in SQL, so keep practicing and keep improving yourself. Try all this logic into your code or into your existing practice, and do let me know if you have any question, doubt, or whatever comes into your mind. Please do let me know. Also, if you want me to make a video on a specific topic that you are looking for, do let me know. I'll try to do my best to help you out. Okay, till then, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.